Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa sahbihi ajma'een. Good afternoon, everybody. It's a beautiful Sunday afternoon. I just had some thoughts in my head. I was in deep reflection for a little while now. I just wanted to reach out to people, the brothers more so, and just express something that I've learned, share something with the brothers that I've come to realize. That one person, that woman that you have, that you love, you say you love her, she says she loves you. That's just not your friend girl or your girlfriend. And that's just not somebody. Even if we have these situations nowadays when people are dealing with multiple partners, that's just not somebody you're hanging out with. It's not just somebody you kicking it with. Even though this is what we call it, this is not just somebody you're that you linking up with. It's not just that. It's always more than that. That's a whole entire human being. And that's what I've been learning. When I hit rough points, in my relationship, when I've hit rough points, plenty of times like, man, I'm not dealing with this. I'm out of here. And vice versa. One thing that keeps a person moving or keeps a person percolating is that it's bigger than just the way that you feel at that given time and moment. That's not the normal state of being when you're with that person. When you're mad at them because you didn't get what you wanted from that person, or vice versa, that's not the foundation of y'all's relationship. Y'all love each other, y'all like each other. That's why you're always with this person, and you spend a lot of time with this individual, and you care about this person's entire well-being. You may get mad, and it's nothing but selfishness that would make you. It's nothing but selfishness that'll make you move on. And the thing about that is, if you've been dealing with a person for however long, you have to, especially in the beginning, you have to work very, very hard at building a life with that person. You cannot go straight to the immediate pleasure part of the relationship, which we all do because we all want it. But the thing is about that is you get the priorities mixed up. You get the liking what this person does for you as opposed to liking that person. And that's when all the mix-up happens. And it's really not a thing where you and that person can't work. It's really you don't work when you're just trying to have somebody scratch your itch, so to speak. And whenever you don't get what you want, you find a reason to relocate. But this is insanity to a degree, because you got to go start all over again. That's not to say that people shouldn't separate and part ways. If it's more bad than it is good, then yeah, you should separate and find an individual. But I've noticed that we have so many of these types of situations when everybody's scratching everybody's itch, and that's what the relationship is founded on. People have everybody has psychological issues that they need cared for. Everybody has financial needs that they have to have cared for. Everybody knows what life is. It's not just scratching the itch. But if you have a person, you build a relationship, in the front of your mind, all you want is this person to scratch your itch, This is where so much confusion gets into your life, because you're trying to trick this person into scratching your itch, and they trying to trick you into scratching their itch, and then it's a back and forth game between the two of y'all. You trying to get things out of them, and they trying to get things out of you, and it's crazy. It's always crazy, and it's never, ever, ever greener on the other side. You just gonna take your craziness on to the next person, and vice versa. They just gonna take their craziness on to the next person. This is why you see people acting the way that they do. My relationship ain't no better than nobody else. We had problems. We have problems. We go through problems. That's a normal thing. But there has to be an understanding that you're going to build with that individual. You have to commit to commitment. That's what we don't have out here nowadays. And if you don't have that, then you're going to be tricking yourself out of happiness. Even though you jumping people, you got 10 different people, and all y'all scratching itches with each other, nobody's investing into happiness. This person is not at all vested into the human being that you are. None of us is just none of us are just animals, and then we behave like animals, but we are not animals. Even myself, I'm not an animal. I have animalistic needs, and that's it. When I need to eat, I need to eat. It doesn't go further than that. If I need my itch scratched, doesn't go any further. But before that and after that, and even during that, I'm a human at the end of the day. And definitely with the women, just for the brothers, it's much harder on you to continue planting seeds all over the place, and you're not making any of those seeds grow. That's a reflection of yourself. That's what they call a jack of all trade, but a master of none. Most of the women lives that we come into, they have children, and those children are, they need help. And it's a very, very mixed up situation where the father can't be there. So, what are you doing outside of scratching the itch? How much of a person, how strong are you? It's a facetious question. Are you really strong if you just can come through and scratch an itch and leave? Is that really all you have to offer, is what I'm trying to say. Me, personally, I made my mind up some years ago that I didn't just want to be a itch scratcher. I think I have more to offer than to scratch an itch. I know y'all tired of me saying that, but I'm working on keeping the tongue in control. But how much humanity do you have to offer a person when you got these little eyes looking up to you? They don't know anything else about the world. What can you do besides come and show their mom how not to be treated? Now, if you ever invest into what I'm saying, that feeling of being valuable, you can't, there's almost nothing like that. There's almost nothing like having people depend on you for everything, and you can give that to them. That makes you feel like a human. That's a great feeling. That's better than itch scratching. It's better than feeling the feel of money. It's better than having your ego massaged. It's much better than that. There's a universal peace inside of that. And one thing that I want to share with the brothers is that when it gets hard, if you can't find a solution, now there are some people that's just ziggity boo stank crazy. There are some people that are like that, and you kind of gotta run from them and get away from them. But for the most part, we're not dealing with those types of people. We're just being selfish. I'm with this person. I'm suck whatever I can out of this person until they're unwilling to give it to me anymore, or when they can't give it to me when I want them to give it to me. So you just move on. So you just jumping in a circle, and you're not accomplishing anything. You're not building anything. And that's just a frame of mind that we have in our everyday lives. If you look at the relationships that we have with the people that we're seeing, with our friends, our homeboys, homegirls, whatever the case, we ain't building nothing. This is why we see so much. This is why we see so much poverty. This is why we see so much killing, the killing and the murder and the robbing and the stealing and all this stuff and all the shystiness that everybody's always talking about on Facebook. Everybody was saying, "Oh, I'm cool on people. I'm cool on girls. I'm cool on dudes." Yeah, you cool on people because nobody's practicing morality. Nobody is practicing morality. That starts inside of your home. The person that you have that you said you're going to build with, and they said they're going to build with you. If y'all building, that's a whole individual that you have to account for. You have to care about the way they feel about how you behave. And this mentality being practiced inside of your home, which is an everyday thing, it becomes who you are. So then you yourself become valuable as an individual, and your whole life, that'll boil over into your whole life being successful. And that's the point that you have to get to as a human being, not just being a person that's just hungry and greedy and just want to continue eating everything all the time. Not only do you want to eat your plate, but you want to eat everybody else's plate also. So you're not accomplishing anything. You're not becoming stronger as an individual, which will bring about a conglomeration of being strong as a whole. So I just wanted to share that thought with some of my brothers and let y'all, just share with y'all that when you with a person and when you have a woman, a female dependent on you, and you know she dependent on you, make a decision. Or is this a person that you gonna invest in and build with? Let it be more than just itch scratching. Just for you as a person, brother. Just for you as a person. Allow yourself to have more. And another thing. Some of us who we doing so-called being players or whatever, that's because we don't have anything to give to one of them. So you tricking all of them, making them think that you have something to give to them. Put that mirror up and ask yourself why you doing this. And then you got the girl acting crazy. She texting you, she calling you, going crazy on you, whatever the case may be. It's because that's what you're putting down. You're putting down insanity. You're not putting down structure. So that means that's who you are. You're an insane person, and you're bringing insanity wherever you go. And that's not something that's going to be beneficial to you as an individual. It don't make you soft. It doesn't mean, as a matter of fact, being a real player and having real game is not really in line, and making females, tricking them and putting them in some kind of world. Having real game is knowing what to say to your significant other and when not to say it, how to say it, when to say it, how to say it, if you're going to say it. Just tucking your ego as a human being and just shutting up and just letting them win, realizing that you wrong and that they could possibly be right, that it's not all about you. Those are the things that belong to the makeup of a man. It's not the things that let's see how many I can get. And that's destroying our community, because the Prophet Muhammad ﷺ said something to the effect that when the women lose their grip on morality, then beware of the sons. So basically you're saying if the women become loose in their morals, they're the first teachers to the kids, to the boys and the girls. They're the first kids, the first teachers. So if you mess her mind up, how your seed gonna be all right? And if the children that she has, if they aren't your children, then know that those children are going to go to school with your children. And if those children don't have any morality in them, then they're going to bully on your kids. And then your kids going to be stuck inside of a situation where, do I fight? Do I not fight? Do I talk back? Do I don't talk back? Do I get in trouble? Do I not get in trouble? And then then when you get a call at work, or if you're in a trap and you telling your kid, like, hey, you shouldn't get in trouble and you shouldn't say this and you shouldn't say that and you shouldn't do this. Well, what are you doing to that person's mom? And this mom is either doing it, teaching it, or not teaching it. What are you putting down? So, it's all, there's no such thing as individualism. The thing of to each his own, everybody believes that, and everybody is practicing that. And how is that working for us? We can't even walk down some of the streets inside of our neighborhoods without, the fear of some young dude with a hoodie on might come up and try to stick you and rob you for something. You know why he want to stick you and rob you? It's because somebody did his mama wrong. And when somebody did his mama wrong, that means that she has to live in poverty to some degree. So that means she couldn't provide for her child. So since she couldn't provide for her child, he too big. He 14, 15 years old, and sometimes younger. She can't afford to buy Red Robins or whatever the word y'all be wearing, True Religion or whatever it is. She can't afford to give him that. So, and it's not about wearing that stuff, even if you are with the person or whatever. It's not about wearing those things. But I'm just making a point of this child, this angry child, which I was one of those angry children. He's left unaccounted for. So he gonna go out and get it himself. And how's he gonna go out and get it? A child doesn't know how to work. A child doesn't have a college degree where they can go out here and compete for occupation with all the other good people who are credible in the workforce. They can't do that. So what are they going to do? The majority of people who are committing the crimes and going to prison, who committing these murders, committing these robberies and all this stuff, are children. They 16 to 24, 25, 26 years old. And the ones that's past that 25-year-old mentality, 25-year-old age range, they still have a 16-year-old mentality, literally. And it's no disrespect to any of my guys. I was one of those people, so I'm speaking about myself first. But I had to realize that that's what was wrong with me. I was 20-something. I was in my 20s, and I still had a childlike mentality. I had not taken responsibility for myself. Say, hey, listen, I'm not going to do this anymore, and I'm gonna figure it out. And a lot of it goes into influence, which is, why I'll be making these videos, to try to connect with the individuals that, and spark a flame. And once that flame gets sparked, then, like they say, each one reach one, each one teach one. So, the next time you see, a little young dude and you thinking about shooting him because you think he might shoot you, or you could cross the street when you see a group of young dudes standing on the corner or something, just know that, just reflect within yourself, is how did that happen? How did that happen? Go back to when you was 16, 17 years old. Everybody, I can tell you for a fact, everybody's like, man, I'm messed up out here, man. I gotta eat. That's where the analogy eating, this is where it came from, because people starving. My people starving because we have broken homes. So, I see it was a few comments. I'm about to close up because I got some things I got to do, but I just wanted to connect with the people real quick with something that was on my mind. A lot of times, I'll be having some thoughts in my mind, and it'll get away from me, and then the flow of life takes over, and then I don't get to it. I have to get back to it. So I'm going to start making a better effort to, when I have something going on in my mind, I'm going to try to share it as much as possible. Hey, Zoe, what's going on? Peace, brother. My sister, Molly, what's going on? Hey, Tony Starks. Look what the cat drug in. Assalamu alaikum, Emmanuel. Anissa, assalamu alaikum. Gabe, what's up, OG? Hey, Jamie. Assalamu alaikum, Jamie. No problem for speaking on it. I just want everybody to be happy. Now, I found some happiness, and when I'm not happy, it's because I've compromised. Anybody who know me know that, me and mine has gone through it. And just like everybody else, you're going to go through it, you know what I mean? But I have an understanding. She has an understanding that we're going to get through it. We're going to find a solution. Who is she as a woman if she can't find solutions to her problems? Who am I as a man if I can't find solutions to my problems? Or just be humble and say, I can't do it. We're going to do something else because we can't do it. Just being humble. Not saying that, hey, I need to have a Beamer. So, if my job doesn't pay me the amount of money for me to buy a Beamer, I'm going to go and do this so I can get a Beamer. No, that's not in the framework of being a man or being a woman. It's about finding solutions. When you knocked off your rocker of peace, how do you get back on your rocker of peace? If you don't become a problem solver, you're going to be a problem maker, period. And if you're not connecting with an individual or individuals that's on that line of thought, you yourself have not made an individual progression. You have to make an individual progression, and then you'll start connecting with those people who are like-minded. As long as you stay gutter-minded, then you're only going to feel comfortable around gutter-minded people. No offense to anybody. I'm the same way. I deal with it on a regular basis. But, I spend time thinking about thinking just so I can get better, make my life easier. I went to prison 9 years and lived in a whole bunch of strife because I didn't do this. And I don't want people to feel that pain. Even the ones who are not in prison, I don't want them to feel that pain that I was feeling before I went to prison. And that's what was causing me to go to prison. I was just angry on the inside because there was so much societal failure. So that's why I'm speaking on these things, Sister Jamie. What's up, Miko Lava Lava? Said, don't give up, be happy. She putting up with someone as ugly as you. Ain't no mystery. Yeah, you right, man. You right. And I'm proud of you too, man. If y'all really knew who Miko Lava was, then y'all see who he is today. I mean, I met youngster in the joint with a bullet hole in his back, man. That is just tell you that'll just give you a little bit right there. Hop on his page and see what he be posting, man. He give it to you straight. So you if you thin skinned, then don't look at none of his posts. But every last one of his posts got truth in it. And me and Miko used to build. When I say build, I mean, me and that man that shed tears together, you know what I mean, in a cell, shed tears together. So I know you playing, fool. If you wouldn't, you know what time it is. But he made progression. Me and him used to sit and do what I'm doing with these live streams. We used to sit in the day room in a cell and build. Just about real life. Sometimes Islam ain't even never come up. Most of the time, Islam ain't come up. We just sat down and build it on regular, every single day life and how we can get better. That's all we used to do, and that's what our relationship was built on. That's my little bro. I'm sorry that I ain't got to hook up with you yet, man. I've been crazy busy trying to get things established, man. But I'm gonna get off y'all Sunday afternoon. I got things I got to do. Midi Blood, what's up? You should have came through. We invited you, you family, and you know it's sooner to accept an invitation. So I'm going to call you, inshallah. Matter of fact, you called me. I love you, Habibi. I love y'all all for the sake of Allah. If I said anything wrong, it does not belong to Islam. It does not belong to the messenger of Islam, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, nor does it belong to the Holy Quran. Assalamu alaikum.